The story of this ball game today is not Charlie Montoyo. It's not the starting pitching, and it's really not even the bullpen. It's the fact that the Blue Jays lose 6-1 to the Chicago White Sox, and they go 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. When you do that against one of the better pitching teams in baseball and one of the better hitting teams in baseball, the odds of you winning that game are about yay big. And the Jays lose 6-1 to the White Sox. Robbie Ray was masterful. He gave up a solo shot to Vaughn in the bottom half of the 7th inning. That's all he gave up, but that's all they needed to get him out of the ball game, get to the bullpen, and just rock the Blue Jays bullpen. But let's break this game down right from the start. Top of the 2nd inning, Jonathan Davis hits a sacrifice fly, scoring Gurriel. You like this small ball? The Jays got a 1-0 lead. But every single inning, other than one for Carlos Rodon, he was in trouble. And I'm not talking about a guy at first with 2 out trouble. I'm talking 2 on with 1 out, or a guy at third, less than 2 out, and you can't get the job done to bring them in. And like I said, 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Jonathan Davis hit a sac fly. That wasn't even the 1 for. The 1 for was a Santiago Espinal single through the left side to bring Gurriel to third, which led to the sac fly. So they technically didn't even get an RBI on a hit. I mean, it was not good enough. The approach was great. They had a lot of great approaches at the plate today. They just couldn't get it done when guys were on base. The golden opportunity for the Blue Jays, I think it was in the 6th inning against Marshall. Where they had 2 on and 1 out for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And I think this was really the turning point in this game. You were up 1-0. Robbie Ray had given you 5 incredible innings. Maybe it was the 6th inning or it was the 7th inning. Either way, you know, you had a guy, you had 2 on, right? You had Bo Bichette on. I think you had Simeon on as well. With 1 out. You know, and you had Vladdy at the dish, and he strikes out on a changeup, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's not Vladdy. I don't know what that just didn't look like him at the plate there as he strikes out. He had a great ball game, 1 for 2 and walked twice, but that 1 out is gonna really haunt him because the next batter, Teoscar Hernandez, doesn't even get a chance to swing the bat as Marcus Semien gets picked off at second base. With 2 on and your number 4 guy in the order, you can't be leaning that much because you get picked off. The inning's over, and if I'm not mistaken, it was either the next half inning or the inning after where Vaughn hits the solo shot to the opposite field off of Robbie Ray to tie the game at 1. And I think I can speak for most Jays fans when I say that right there, it signified the end of the game for me. Because I knew that Crochet and Liam Hendriks were coming out in the next 2 innings. And I'm like, the odds of you scoring around the next 2 innings aren't great. The Jays bullpen hasn't been good. And you got to face a prolific offense. Dolis found a way to get out of his bases loaded situation there in the bottom half of the 7th inning, right? And he only needed 2 outs, but he had to load the bases to get those 2 outs. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, they fire out Trent Thornton, and I'm not mad at that move. I'm honestly not mad at that move because you needed to get something going there. You needed to get a 0 somewhere. Was that Trent Thornton? Well, I could have thought maybe Anthony Castro, but I'm okay with Thornton going out there in that inning because, and look, people are going to look at the numbers and say, well, he shouldn't have gone out there. Well, yeah, no way. He stunk. But I'm saying if you look at the numbers, he should have gone out there. He should have done fine. But the guy couldn't throw a strike. He was throwing way too many curveballs, and he was just getting lit up. Not pretty. 2 singles right back up the middle. And then he walks Grandal, and I'm like, buddy, throw a fastball. I understand he's a good fastball hitter, but the guy has such a good eye at the plate. He is going to draw a walk if you throw curveball after curveball after curveball. He's going to foul some off. You're not going to throw every single one for a strike. Then he loads the bases. They get the sac fly from Vaughn, and then the floodgates open, right? Then Adam Eaton singles. Mercedes comes in to score. Then Garcia triples. Eaton and Grandal come in to score. Then in a Tim Anderson sac fly, Garcia comes in to score. And just like that, it's a 6-1 ball game. And then obviously you saw Crochet and you saw Liam Hendriks, and they just closed out the ball game. And the Jays dropped to 30-28 on the year. You can't blame Charlie because he let Robbie Ray go out there for that 7th inning, as I would have. Because he was at 91 pitches, or was it 91? I think it was 91 pitches. And it made sense to put him out there for that 7th inning. They try and get it out of him. Unfortunately, he gives up the home run. I understand the Dolly situation because you just want to go, in that inning, yeah, I kind of understand. You want to get through that inning. I get it. Thornton, I can get behind it. And you would have gone to Romano if he put up the 0. You would have gone Romano in the 9th, and it would have made sense. So I'm not mad at Charlie. I'm definitely not mad at Robbie Ray. The bullpen, what do you expect? I mean, the bullpen's been awful. You can't expect him in a 1-1 ball game against that type of lineup to hold them down for so long. And it's sad where this Jays bullpen is at right now. But I don't know what else to say, guys. I really don't. I mean, we'll go through the stats right now. Robbie Ray went 6 1/3 at 5 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout off his career high. He had 13 strikeouts today and did not walk a batter. Continues to be absolutely incredible this year, and it's unfortunate that he gets no decision in this ball game. Dolis went 2/3 an inning, allowed 1 hit, walked 2, but struck out 2, and somehow didn't allow a run. And here are the ugly ones. Trent Thor went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, and walked a batter. And Carl Edwards Jr., just to mop up the mess, really just added on to the mess. Went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits and 2 runs himself. And it was just ugly. Bo Bichette had a good day at the plate, went 2 for 3 in the ballgame with a walk. And Vladdy went 1 for 2 with 2 walks. But that strikeout is going to haunt him in his sleep tonight. I can guarantee you that. And the team overall only had 8 hits. So, I mean, as much as you can yap the starting pitching, you can yap, the bullpen and Charlie Montoyo, the team had 8 hits, which is not terrible, but you scored 1 run. And when you give a team as good as an offense as that is over there in Chicago, you give them that many chances in a 1-run ball game for you to capitalize, and you can't do it. They're going to beat you at some point, and they did. It was just a matter of time, because you knew Robbie Ray wasn't going to go a complete game. Even if he threw up a 0 in that 7th inning, he was coming out of the 7th. You probably would have seen Dolis in the 8th and Romano in the 9th, but unfortunately the home run kind of changed things, and then it all fell apart from there. The good news is baseball is on tomorrow. Another ball game is on tomorrow, and Alek Manoah gets the ball in game 2. Always, I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy, but I have a personal love for Alek Manoah. Obviously had him on the Instagram Live and had his mom on the Instagram Live on Monday. Such an amazing person. And it was a great conversation. Usually 15, 20 minutes. We talked to her for 40 minutes. It was awesome listening to all the stories. If you haven't checked that out, guys, go check out the Instagram Live on Blue Jays Center. Had a great conversation with Alek. If you want to look back at that before the season got going, and talk with his mom last week talking about the kind of growing up with Alek and the debut and what the high she's been riding on over the last little bit. It was a lot of fun talking to her. But he gets going tomorrow night, 8:10 first pitch there in Chicago versus Lance Lynn with an ERA of 1.23 this season. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know what to expect, guys. The White Sox have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. They are one of the most prolific offenses in baseball. I mean, he knew this was going to be a tough series, and the fact that you went 1 for 12 and you only had 1 run going into the 7th inning, it was a disaster waiting to happen, and the White Sox beat you down for it, right? It really that was the end of that, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed Robbie Ray's performance, and that's about it if you're a Jays fan, but if you're a Sox fan and you loved the way they played today, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. And the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game, what'd you like, what'd you not like from today's ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I will talk to you guys, I guess I won't be talking to you Leafs, Raptors until something actually happens. Raptors will be lottery, I guess, edition once we figure out where the team's going to be drafting and who will be drafting and all that. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to talk about that. Leafs, when something happens, I'll be talking to you guys then because I don't even want to discuss this team right now. I already did earlier, and that's all I needed to let it all out. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, as I mentioned, their next game is tomorrow night, game 2 of the 3-game set against the White Sox on the south side. Alek Manoah gets the ball for the Blue Jays. Lance Lynn gets the ball for the White Sox. 8-10 first pitch in game 2. As the Jays look to even up the series at 1 game apiece. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.